A lot happening this week on the vaccine front, so always good to check back in with the head of infectious diseases at Upstate University Hospital. You know him, it's Dr. Stephen Thomas. Good to see you, sir. How are you tonight?
Good. Thanks for having me, Jeff.
All right, we got a few to get to here. We'll try to do it as quick as we can. Since we last talked earlier in the week, the CDC Advisory Board met and decided to keep the Johnson & Johnson vaccine paused while it gathers more information. What does this mean? Is it the system working as it should? Is it worrisome? Is it a little of both?
Yeah, I think it means that the system is working. Basically, what you have is the CDC, the FDA, and these national safety surveillance systems picking up on events that happen 6 out of 7 million vaccines, almost 7 million vaccines administered. So they identified it quickly. They identified that it was serious, and they hit the, they hit the pause button. And within a matter of hours, every state in the United States had stopped administering the vaccine. And so now it's time for them to look at all the information that's available, continue to collect information, because there were still about 1.6 million doses that were still within that 3-week period that is of interest, and see where the information leads us, and then they can make a decision in about 7 to 10 days of what they're going to do.
Can we expect people to get J&J again, or is it going to be off the market, or is it going to make people so leery they won't get it, and then that hurts our efforts to go after some herd immunity that we're all striving for?
Right. Yeah, so in terms of what the advisory committee, it's called the ACIP, so in terms of what they can decide, there's a couple different options. One, they could say, we don't think the vaccine is safe, and we're going to get, we're going to pull it indefinitely. I don't believe that that's going to be the outcome. The other thing they can do is they can say, listen, when we look at all the information, the benefit of vaccination for everybody outweighs the risk of getting vaccinated. That's the other extreme. And then there's something in the middle. There could be a hybrid where they say, listen, we think that this vaccine is safe and effective, but we do have some safety concerns in a very specific group. So, for example, women less than 50 years of age. And so we recommend that, with other options available, that people in that group, so women less than 50, you get one of the mRNA vaccines, but for everybody else, we believe that the benefit outweighs the risk.
Does it hurt us, though, trying to get to herd immunity this whole episode here?
To me, in my opinion, is that the biggest obstacle we have right now as a nation to get to herd immunity is people's unwillingness to get vaccinated, right? So we still have about 30% of Americans who say either I'm still on the fence, I'm not sure, or I'm only going to get vaccinated if you make me get vaccinated. And then there's that other, group that basically says, absolutely not, I'm not getting vaccinated no matter what, no matter what you say. That is the biggest obstacle that we have. It's not inventory, it's not logistics, it's not process, it's people making decisions to not get vaccinated.
Let's move on to this one. The CEO of Pfizer said the other day, we will likely need a booster shot. Too early to say for sure if we will. When it will be, is it going to be every year? What do you make of what he said?
Yeah, so he and I have not had a discussion about this topic, but I would say that, I read his comments, and it was, he's managing expectations. It's still in the if category. We're not sure yet. We still have to follow the science and follow the data. We do know that there's going to be, we have that 6-month data, which looked excellent, and the safety and the effectiveness of the vaccine has been maintained. So, we just have to collect the information and see where it leads us.
If, capital I, capital F, we do boosters, will you be able to mix them? Or if you did Pfizer your first 2, you got to do a Pfizer booster, Moderna, or can you mix them? Or
yeah, I mean, right now, people are not recommending that, mix and match occurs, right? There are some studies that are ongoing with other vaccines that are looking at mixing and matching, but I think unless those studies are actually done, no regulatory agency is gonna recommend that you start mixing and matching vaccines. So right now, my bet would be that if you do need a booster, it's going to have to be from the same, at least the same manufacturer of the the vaccine you got for your first dose or your first 2 doses.
All right, let me try to get this last one in for you. CDC data that's out shows that well less than 1%, I think it's 0.01 of fully vaccinated people still got COVID-19. So what's that tell you?
Yeah, so about 5,800 people out of 77 million fully vaccinated folks ended up getting COVID or ended up testing positive after they got vaccinated. About 60% of those were women. About 30% of those infections were actually without symptoms. There were around 74 deaths, and around 7% of those people ended up in the hospital. So what that means is that roughly about 1 in 10,000 vaccine recipients could get infected after vaccination, which really is, a good news story, because it means that the vaccine, after 77 million doses, is highly effective. And even if you do get infected after vaccination, your risk of getting severe disease, of being hospitalized and dying, is significantly reduced. So again, it's the same message. Strongly consider getting vaccinated if you want to protect yourself against COVID.
There you go. Good one to end on. Dr. Stephen Thomas from Upstate University Hospital. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too.